last year, she shepherded, how many was it, Cheryl? 33?
32.
32 Eagle Scouts through the
Yeah,
process. So I knew that she was talking with lots and lots and lots of our scouts to help them get to this Eagle rank, and that there's a lot that she, as a district advancement chairperson, has to do to see that a kid gets all the way from, oh, I'm thinking about doing a project, to having that ceremony that says you are now an Eagle Scout, getting a medal pin on their chest. A lot of hand-holding that has to happen in the middle, and Cheryl's one of those key hand-holders. So I asked her to come join us tonight to talk a little bit about that process, what might happen along the way, what her role is, what your role is, when things have to happen, what form, etc., etc., etc. So Cheryl, why don't you start, and if you want, I'll ask you some questions along the way too, and we'll also ask you questions.
He's scary.
I am.
I know. As Mr. Shevchuk said, I'm Cheryl Egan. I'm the Rum River District Advancement Chair. I'm the lovely person that sees your scout to get the last signature on his workbook, and it's always my pleasure to meet with the individual and get a feel of how he's doing on his project, what his ideas are, and so forth. But I want to start with, okay, how does he get through in the first place? I kind of slightly dissected it a little, but as soon as your scout becomes life, I don't know about your advancement chair, but I always go to the Scout Center and get their life packet, which has probably at least 20 pieces of paper, but my favorite 3 pieces are the Scout's workbook, his Eagle application, and of course his reference letters. And in our troop, I always go over it with the scout and explain to him what's on the packet. Just as if I see your scout down the road when he's got Eagle project, I still go over it with him again, just because, you know, who knows when your advancement person, you know, discussed it with him, and, you know, kids are always busy, so it's kind of a reminder, okay, you got a few things you need to do, here's what, you know, has to happen.
Just to be clear, Cheryl's other job is our troop advancement chair. So in that role, she's sharing the Life to Eagle packet with everybody. She is our troop advancement chair, shares that packet with the scout when they first turn life.
As far as projects, with our guys, I always tell them try to pick something you know like. Say for instance, you like working with your hands. Find places like that. If you like the outdoors, go for gardening or something. Projects can range anywhere from itty bitty ones to big ones. There's the parks, there's children's hospitals, schools. I've had quite a few scouts where they've done different ones for school. In fact, one of ours just did a big gigantic clearing of the back end of this high school. Which turned out real nice. And I've had even where a scout a couple of years ago designed a mural in the music department, which was really cool. There's always the shelters, you know, like repairs the breach or the shelters for collections. There's the churches. I've had a couple scouts do a project for their church. Humane Society. I've had nursing homes. It can range anything. I know a few of scouts where they have a relative that's like in the VA hospital, so they pick that, or they've had a grandpa that wants to go to the service, so they want to do something for woods. It can be anything they want, and something like that. Say we get past that.
What are some of the rules of what they can't do? What can they
Blood
do?
drive! You can't do.
Why can't you do a blood drive?
Because there's nothing they're planning that they can do, because most of their Eagle project has to be something that they organize, plan, and carry out either between family, friends, relatives, or hopefully they encourage fellow scouts.
Can they help their troop?
No. You can't help your troop, you can't do a blood drive, you can't do a food drive, and you can't help an individual person. So say for instance, someone could use work on a house. Well, that'd be wonderful, but that's not serving the community in a sense.
What if it was a group house?
I have had a scout do refurbishing of, I think it was a house or a garage of a church. I have had that, but that's about as far as that's gone.
Well, it has to be a nonprofit organization. doesn't it?
Right, yes,
So
you're right.
if the group home is a nonprofit organization,
I guess that would,
that would,
yeah, that would,
if it's a for-profit nursing home, you can't do that.
well, nursing home, you
Well,
can't because
But if it's
nursing home,
for-profit,
well, nursing home, I've had quite a few scouts do
Sure.
birdhouses, the
tables,
gardening tables,
Christmas parties.
do Christmas parties, old collection of like electronic stuff for them to have,
Yeah, DVDs and CDs, yeah.
something like that. You had a question?
What's the rules on maintenance?
Oh, good, thank you. I forgot about that. The other project is not maintenance. It can't be maintenance. So, say for instance, we'd love to paint this room. Well, I'm sorry, but that's kind of maintenance of the school, so that wouldn't count either. I have had a scout way back when paint, clean, and add hooks to a garage that oh, it wasn't a shelter, but it was a, sort of helps people in transition from homes or whatever, and to store their items there. That worked. Okay. Sort of done. Anybody have any more questions on that one? I'm sorry. The other one that I'd like to talk about is, where's that little piece of paper? Okay, I had it here a second ago. There it is. When the Scoutmaster gets this lovely piece of paper, I would greatly appreciate if you could pass the information to your advancement person. That way I'm not waiting a month and a half to find out, okay, does little Timmy need to get his Eagle board scheduled? Because I only have a 3-month, there's only a 90-day, 3-month window to hold it. Otherwise,
what piece of paper?
So what is that piece of paper?
well, it's called Eagle Scout Board of Review Notice. I get one and the Scoutmaster of a unit gets one.
So this is after everything's turned in?
Yeah, I kind of went,
Yeah, yeah,
I flew,
okay.
okay.
So after everything's turned in, the scout office will send you a note saying everything's there and
They
ready.
used to be blue, but now
Doesn't matter.
Steve gives them white,
Okay, so
like the blue version.
the scoutmaster gets a letter saying that they're ready for an Eagle Board of Review, and you should be notified ASAP.
What would be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And usually,
What happens if it's not done in 90 days?
Scout suffrage.
I know you're not gonna be happy. I mean, what-
no, there's actually,
Is there some other paperwork that has to be done?
there is a very lengthy process that you have to send down to National, explain why it was not able for
Okay.
him to have his board. And it's not guaranteed that National and their advancement committee will approve it,
Is that
So-
after he turns 18?
no.
Just 90
Just-
days
It's
after.
90 days after that she's issued?
After
90 days after.
90 days after this piece of paper gets passed to myself and the Scoutmaster.
That's a good one to know.
That's a good one to know.
Yeah, it's pretty lengthy and
And who
kind of,
coordinates the
Have you
board
had problems
review?
with that in the past?
It'd be nice to get that thing in email.
no, I've,
Yeah, in the letter.
as soon as I get one of these, I'll give the Scoutmaster the unit maybe 2 weeks before I hear from
Oh,
somebody.
you start calling.
And then I start calling, because, because it's
Cause that's, I didn't never